Rita with Everything Homemade, and we are going to make banana chips today. I'm going to show you how easy it is because banana chips, just like these here, are such an awesome treat for the family. Now, if you're new to the channel here, you might not know that I'm actually an author to a new series out. The first book is Heart's Cry. The second book is Heart's Courage. And if you're looking for a really compelling story and you love suspense, you love action, you like romance, and you want to read all of it together with some drama, then this is the series for you. I also have a short story in Little Bits. This is an anthology of short stories written by Wing Publication authors. And this anthology covers all genres. So I have a suspense short story in this one here that you can also check out. All the links to these books are in the description box below. They're all available through Amazon.com and Amazon.ca. And please leave a review or send me a message. I would love to hear from you and what you thought about my works. So let's dive in now to how to make banana chips. So the first thing you want to do when you're dehydrating is you need to grab your dehydrator tray. And what I have is a screen into this tray. Now with banana chips, you don't have to have this screen. You can put it right onto your tray, and I'll show you how to take them off of this tray really easily, and I'll show you how to take them off when you have a screen later on. So have your tray ready to go. Now, you obviously need some bananas. Now, what I like to do is I like to look for sales. So bananas 50% off. And that's what makes banana chips even more economical to do if you're looking for bargains. So you take your banana, and you can use softer bananas. I kind of you don't want them like alcoholic, runny and ready for banana cake or loaves. You want them to be somewhat firm. You can have soft spots in them, and that's fine, but you don't want them mushy. And you don't want them underripe either. So you open them up, and you got a couple choices on how to cut these up. Okay, so the first method that I really like to do is just taking a knife here. I just have a steak knife, and what I like to do is just cut them up like this, and I'm cutting them, it totally depends on the size you want, but I'm going anywhere from 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. And I just kind of make a big stack like that. And then what I like to do is organize it. So with bananas, you can have them touching. And when I tell my kids how to do this, I always tell them that the bananas like to have friends. They like to be really close together. So you can have them touching, but you don't want them overlapping, because if they overlap, they won't dry properly. And in a previous video, you have saw me do carrots, and in carrots, I just piled it right in. But you can't do that with everything, and you definitely cannot do that with banana chips. So here is how it should look. Like, you're basically just kind of pushing them together. As long as they're touching, that is okay, just not overlapping. Okay, so it should look something like that. So method number 2, you can go to your supermarket or grocery store, and you can buy a banana slicer. And you can buy a banana slicer just like this. So we'll grab another banana here. Okay, so you see that this one here has a little bit of brown spots. It's not mushy, that's just fine. So what you want to do is you take your banana slicer and you kind of just line it up to the length of your banana slicer, and you just press down and pop. there you go. You got perfect slices all the time. We have a couple of these. I like both methods, so it's really up to you what you kind of like. Then you put it down and you once again organize your bananas. Now, I have 6 children, so what we like to do is we like one cutting and one organizing the tray, and we work in teams of 2, so we can do a lot of trays at once. But if you're by yourself, you want to cut and then organize right after so you can get your trays done properly. Okay, so looks like that, and looks like I can get one more banana on my tray here. And if I got any of these banana strings, is what we call them, then I just take them off again. We're just going to cut some bananas up here, and sometimes I'll cut a little bit if I'm doing a tray by myself, and then I'll organize it as I go. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. Now, in some books, if you've read some books on dehydrating vegetables or fruits, or you've done some internet research, you'll notice that a lot of times they're putting, dipping these in lemon juice or some kind of preservative so they don't discolor. I don't find that, you don't need to do that. And they look just fine. They turn out like this. They're a little bit discolored, but really nothing major, and they taste delicious. So you really don't need to use that step. If you really want this color right here, you're really picky about it, then go ahead, but I have never used it, so I'm not going to show you how to do it. I like it simple and easy and the most natural way of drying these, and you really don't need to do that step. Okay, so once you've got your bananas on your tray, the next thing you need to do is put them on the dehydrator. So once you have your bananas on the tray, you need to put them on the dehydrator and on your stack of dehydrated trays like I have here. And once you have that, then you want to turn on your dehydrator. And you can see here that there's a button here, and I like to put it between 115 Fahrenheit to 125 Fahrenheit. Anywhere in between that, you'd be just fine. Then after you have the temperature control, you put on the lid on top, and then you plug it in. You want this to run from anywhere from 24 to 48 hours, totally depending on your temperature. Of course, the lesser the trays, the quicker it's going to dry. The thinner you cut, the quicker it's going to dry. So it really is dependent on so many factors, but you want to check it in between. Another thing to remember is you should rotate your trays if you got 6 or more trays stacked. Sometimes I stack these 15 high, which is pushing this poor little dehydrator, but what you need to do is just rotate it. So you take the bottom tray here, and then you put it to the top, and then the next tray, and so forth and so on, just to give it that one rotation through. You should only need to do that once in your drying time. Between that 24 to 48 hours, you need to check your bananas, because you don't want to over dry them, because you can actually overcook your dried fruit. So this is what they should look like when they're done. And they're kind of leathery, so they won't just snap in half. As you can see, I bent this right over, but you can feel how dry they are. They, like I said, they will feel kind of leathery in the hand. You know, when you press on them, they won't feel mushy. That is a good sign that they are done. So on a smaller one here, this one will snap a little bit because it was smaller, so it definitely was done. Again, it's not overcooked, it's just a little bit drier, less leathery, let's say this one here. So I always have a combination of the two. they will store for a long time. I've had banana chips store for over 2 years. Just make sure that they are 100% dry and that the container you're putting them into is a sealed container so no moisture can get at them. So now you need to know how to take these off. The other thing I would like to say is make sure when you turn off your dehydrator, you need to have a couple hours of cool down so you're not putting hot bananas into your container, because that will condense the moisture in the container and then you'll have spoilage. So once they're done, turn them off, wait a couple hours, then you should be good to take them off. Okay, this is the fun part that my kids absolutely love to do, is taking all the banana chips and putting them into the bowl and storing them. One, they like to eat as they go, and two, it's just plain fun. So Ocean here, she's gonna show us how to take them off of the screens. So basically what we're gonna do is just kind of, you can fold that and you basically loosen the bottoms up and they just pop right off. So that makes it really nice and easy to do. And so she's going to continue to do that. And now we're going to go over here to Meadow and Grace. And Grace, you're going to show us how to take them off when they're on a tray like this. Now, sometimes to get your little finger, it's really hard to get them off. And you don't want to be doing that for every single one. So what's the trick?
A toothpick.
A toothpick. So can we do that over the bowl here? So what she does is flip it over. She takes a toothpick and just hits them off the other side. And so that is a really good method that we found to taking anything that sticks off of these trays and just using the toothpick method. Once you've taken your banana chips off the trays, and we've got a lot of them to do here, then Ocean, you're gonna show me how to take those banana chips and put them in a container. Now we have a sealed container here, and all we do is just put them in. Wonderful. And this container is just a used olive jug that a company was throwing away. We have labeled banana chips on it, and it is actually watertight, airtight. It seals really well. And we've had dried stuff, like I said, stay over 2 years in these containers without a problem. So that's what's so nice about dry fruit, is it lasts. And one of the number one questions I get, well, how long does it last? 2+ years without problem, as long as they're in a sealed container. That is the key here. So we're going to continue taking off the banana chips here and store them so we can eat them all winter long. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.